topic is all about German cases and genders. We will first be talking about the genders so that we have a better understanding of, I think at an A1 level, the most difficult or challenging task is to understand from the noun, what is the gender of that particular noun, and it is little different from English. Sudan, before I get started, just wanted to understand, are you learning German or
Yes, ma'am.
fantastic? And Sudan, which level you're currently doing?
Currently, I am in B1 labor.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you,
So
ma'am.
at B1, do you find it a little challenging?
Yeah, almost little bit challenges.
Okay, okay. So today we will be talking about some, strategies and tips, what best we can work out to ensure that we get the nouns in place. Uh, this is very crucial because I'm sure, Sudan, for your B1 level, you would have seen a lot of grammar topics are dependent on the noun gender.
Yeah, ma'am.
If that itself you don't know, then be it your adjective declination order, your cases, right? Is it accusative, dative, genitive? You just fumble big time, right? So these are certain things which will help you understand it better. Let's get started. Now, when we are talking about masculine, uh, the first part which we are talking about is very simple and self-explanatory. It talks about the biologist Geschlecht. That means these are male gender specific things. For example, their Vater, their Bruder, their uncle. This is, we all know that, right? So this is because it's männliche Personen. Deshalb haben wir, Article there. So likewise, there are some professions which are masculine, as in taxifahrer, Lehrer, Ingenieur, then it is there. The other logic that we can have is for meanings. If we know the word's meanings, what is it used for, then again it is very helpful. For example, these are all your day-to-day usages words. For example, the Tageszeiten, that means Morgen, Abend, Mittag. Use them even for your greetings, right? These are all masculine. So it's their Morgen, their Mittag, their Abend. However, there is an exception to it, wherein we have die Nacht. So then, not sure if you have come
Yeah.
across this.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you come across this exception? Die Nacht?
Sorry, we. Okay, Dinact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you know that because of this, there is one, for example, when we say good morning, how do you say that?
Guten Morgen.
Yeah. But for good night, how do you say it?
Gute Nacht.
Gute Nacht, right?
Gute
It is
Nacht.
not,
Yeah, yeah.
it is
Yeah.
not Gute Nacht.
Yeah.
And now you know why?
Uh,
It's because the article for Nacht is die Nacht.
Dinact. Yeah.
Okay, it's not their Nacht. So these
Yes.
are small, small nuances of the language, which you get to know if your article's understanding is good. Yeah. Then comes tag. I'm sure Padmashri, we have, you are aware of this when we talk about days of the week, right? We always use there. Similarly, very easy to remember is months and the seasons. Jahreszeiten is the seasons. They are all with masculine. So their Sommer, their winter, their Frühling, their Herbst. Now coming to autos. Now auto is das Auto. But when we're talking about cars, as in the makers of the cars, it's always masculine. So their BMW, their Jaguar, yeah, their Audi, their Ford. It's always masculine. The makers of the cars is always masculine. And last but not least is the alcohol drinks. So only exception is beer, which is das beer. Rest all is article there. Okay. This is something that you should bear in mind while you are starting with understanding of the articles. Now coming to the endings part, right? Wherein we have Nachsilbe. Nachsilben is the suffix, the endings that you have for these words. Now, the three that you are seeing is, I would say, 95%, more than 95%, always correct, that they will be masculine. For example, ling, ling, then we are having their fruling, their shilling. Ismus, if this is the ending, then it's always masculine. Example, their capital ismus. Ish, if this is the ending, for example, their tippish, tippish which is carpet, will have a masculine ending. Besides that, we have few more, but these are definitely masculine. Yeah. These are mostly masculine. There are few exceptions, hence I have categorized them separately. ER ending words. For example, their computer, their wecker, wecker is alarm. The IG ending, which is their Konisch, their Konisch. In certain parts of Germany, it is still called as Konig, but IG ending is normally ish, so it's their Konisch, their Konisch. Ling, Fruling, Schmetterling. Schmetterling is butterfly. Then OR ending words, which is their autor, their notor. ANT ending words, which is their elephant. Ist is their componist. Air, which is A umlaut R words, which is their bear, which is bear in English, the animal bear. EUR, which is example I've given here is frisure, and ENT, which is their continent. Okay. Padmashri and Sudan, were you aware of these? ING words?
Oh, sorry, I was talking. I did
Yeah.
not realize it's weird. Yeah, Neha, I was aware of this.
Yeah, okay. So these are all fantastic. Sudan,
Yes, ma'am.
were you aware these are all?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now comes to, okay, this should have been masculine, okay, not feminine. Coming to feminine 9. Again, depending on the word itself, we know for the fact that these are feminine. Example, all feminine based relationships. So Mutter, Schwester, Tante, Oma, these are all die. Again, Berufsname, Taxifahrerin, Lehrerin, Ingenieurin, all these are feminine. Whenever we add the in ending, we know that Studentin, these are all feminine. Now coming to the meaning. So Zahlen, numbers when we speak, for example, 96, 66, 9, all these are feminine. Flugzeuge und Schiffe, these are all feminine again. And Motorrad, which is bicycle, sorry, this is a motorbike. It is neutral, it's das Motorrad. But again, the names, like for example, Boeing, Titanic, Yamaha, all these are feminine. So names of these bike makers will be all feminine. Again, most of them. Then comes your suffix Nachsilben. We have height, which is Schönheit, Krankheit. Kite words like Möglichkeit, possibilities. Shaft like Mannschaft, Freundschaft. Freundschaft is friendship. Mannschaft is anybody? Mannschaft is
Months of
what is Mannschaft? Very easy. Come on.
Okay.
Fußball fans, anyone?
Fußball.
Mannschaft. Team. Mannschaft is team. And Freundschaft is friendship. So all these are definitely feminine. Besides them, we have these ending, which are also feminine. Most of them, okay? Here it's most of them, not always. So there are exceptions. But E ending, like we have seen this, Blume, Tasche, Flasche, or EI ending, Die Bäckerei, UNG ending, Zeitung, Wohnung, Rechnung, all these are feminine. ION, so Situation, Kommunikation are again die. Ich ending, so die Musik. Oder UR ending is Kultur, Natur. Universitat, it should have A should have an umlaute, so that would be Universitat. Oder Konferenz, ENZ ending, TA umlaut T ending. All these are feminine again. Coming to neutral, we have again das kind, das baby. I think since the time we start with our A1, these are quite known words. But what is additional to normal neutral are the words which are used as nouns. For example, there are adjectives when in the sentence they are used as nouns, then they become then they get the article das. For example, das Blau, das unbekannt. Unbekannt is unknown. Oder verbs which are acting like nouns. For example, das schreiben, das lesen. Then it becomes, since it becomes a noun, it gets the article das. Similarly, materialen, that is holes, glass, those are again das. Metals like gold, silver have das. So these are few of the, based on their usage, we can say that they are in the neutral category. Again, there are some borrowed words. For example, das Restaurant. Restaurant comes from French. Taxi, it comes from English. Bus, it again comes from English. So these words, they are, bus is an exception, but taxi, das Taxi is neutral again. Restaurant is das Restaurant. So borrowed words more often than not, again, have neutral. Coming to the ending part, then there is Lein, which is like Fraulein or Vogellein. Now, Vogel is bird, but Vogellein is a small bird. Similarly, Frau is a lady, right? We address a lady as Frau, but Fraulein is a girl. So whenever there is Lein as an ending, then that becomes, that is neutral. Päckchen or the Stückchen, whenever we talk about small portions or a small, so das packet is a packet, right? But a small packet is not called as packet, it is called as Päckchen. So those again words which indicate small form or a miniature form, those are again as having das as an article. Besides this, more often than not, we have these words which have a neutral article, ending with ment, das Medikament, Mädchen, then das Aquarium, Medikament. Okay, that got repeated there. Then Datum, Niveau, das Training, das Bett. All these are neutral. Any questions so far? Now, it's very difficult to remember all of these endings. But it's a matter of time. If you just make note of it and keep it in front of you regularly, if you look at it, then it just comes, regularly. If you use it, then it comes naturally to you. For example, UNG ending is the. So these kind of exercises can help you to understand, is it a masculine, feminine, or neutral. Any questions, or shall I move on further?
I'm good to go now.
Wonderful. Sudan, shall we proceed further?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now talking about cases, there are 4 types of cases. Again, this is the next challenging part. We have nominative, accusative, dative, and genitive. Sudan, since you're already in B1, I think you have understood all 4 by now.
Yes, ma'am. Nominative, dative, accusative,
Yeah.
genitive. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Padmashri, since you have just started, you are comfortable with nominative, accusative, and dative. You are getting a hold of it. Am I right? Yeah. Now,
Sorry, it looks like my headset is not working right now.
yeah. Okay. So, genitive is something that is not yet introduced to you yet, because we normally have it. It's just introduced in A2, but usage-wise, it is more in B1. Okay, now, how do you identify these cases? Today we are going to talk about absolutely in terms of their definite and indefinite articles, but this topic is so vast that it further can be classified to have a better understanding of how does it impact your possessive articles. But I think today we will stick to only the definite articles. So going to the next one, let's try to understand what we mean by nominative. We have few sentences out there, right? If you read these sentences, you understand that there is only one noun. For example, der Tisch ist neu. Das ist ein Tisch. Now, in the first case, der Tisch ist neu. We have used the definite article there. In indefinite article sentence, das ist ein Tisch. Again, this is a table. Now, all these sentences, the noun is not doing any action. Hence, these are and the noun is the subject in the sentence. That's all. It is not at all doing any action. Now, die Tasche ist klein, das ist eine Tasche. Das Fenster ist offen, das ist ein Fenster. Die Bücher sind interessant, das sind keine Bücher. So all these, we are just talking about the noun, but the noun is not doing any action. Similarly, yeah, these sentences, whenever we are using these nouns, their definite and indefinite articles are der, die, das, and die. And indefinite is ein, eine, and ein. Now, when we use it in a sentence, we need to understand when to use a definite article and when to use an indefinite article. Now, that's a different ballgame altogether. The logic applies like English, right? Whenever you're talking about a new object, then we say this is a pencil. And when we are talking about this specific pencil, you will say the pencil is very good. So it applies the same way in German. Yeah. Now, what is more important is we need to use the article based on the gender. So in the first case, if we have to understand, das ist dash computer, Dash computer costed 1200 Euro. What should we put here? Das ist
Ein Computer.
ein Computer. Das ist ein Computer.
The
Right?
computer costed.
Their computer costed. Yeah. So this is a computer because you're introducing the computer. And then you say the computer costs. Wonderful. How about the next one?
Das ist ein Auto.
Yeah, das ist ein Auto.
And das Auto ist ein.
Vorweg.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Next one. Sudan, would you like to try the next two? Sudan, would you like to try the next two? Okay, Padmashri, you can continue.
Das ist eine Zeitung.
Das ist eine Zeitung, ja.
Die Zeitung heißt die Welt.
Ja, genau. Das sind Studenten.
Das sind Studenten. Die Studenten kommen aus Kanada.
Yeah. And when we are talking about plural, there is no indefinite article. So
Hmm.
that's ruled out. Okay. Now, this is another thing that we need to understand. Whenever we are talking about nominative cases, sein and werden. Again, werden is something that you will get to know in A2. It is to become. So these verbs, when they are being used, for example, sein or werden, then it is nominative case. Er ist Ingenieur. Sie wird Lehrerin. She wants to become a teacher. Whenever we use ist, so sein or werden, then we use nominative case. Second most important thing, most of the students feel that if it is nominative, then the sentence has to begin with that noun. That or noun or the pronoun, but that is not always the case. It depends on the sentence structure, which is very unique in German. And more often than not, the native speakers use this kind of a sentence structure where they want to emphasize on certain things, may not necessarily be the noun or the pronoun. So, morgen fahre ich nach Hamburg. In this sentence, we have morgen, which is at the beginning, but what is the subject out here? Morgen fahre ich nach Hamburg.
Subject is ich.
Ich. Yes, ich is the subject. Okay. But not necessarily the sentence has to start with ich. Similarly, am Wochenende spielt sie meistens Fußball. Here the subject is
Sie.
sie. Okay.